Okay guys, part 2 of the Joe Higuchi Memorial Show review. If I didn't say the rating for the last match I reviewed, which was the Disobey Masao's Disciples match, I gave that 1.5 stars. So let's go to the next match. Was the return of Naomichi Marufuji taking on his old rival and buddy Kenta. These guys have wrestled so many times, blah blah blah, don't have to go on about that too much. It's funny, the last Kenta return match early in the year was against, yes, none other than Marufuji. So the match started off fast. They seemed to be going too fast for their own liking. They got in each other's road at one point, and one of the leg takedowns just looked plain dumb. I mean, Kenta had to sell it, but even selling it just made it look even stupider. That's a word. It just looked very unbelievable. Just kind of synonymous with these matches, I guess. Saying that, the crowd loved it, and the pace is definitely to be admired. So, considering that was a good start. They got straight into it, really, with Kenta going on the offense, and Maru nicely dodging some strikes, looked okay. Marufuji's selling was as bad as ever. It was atrocious. Kenta was giving Maru the beating of a lifetime. It was a complete beatdown, with Kenta going for another running knee strike from the opposite turnbuckle, and then Maru just getting up and starting to run behind Kenta like nothing had happened at all. It was just bad timing, and it just looked really bad. Marufuji should have waited for a comeback with a lucky reversal or something. The DDT segment looked really stupid as well due to Marufuji's selling. It was really appalling. Maru was trying to ultra sell. So essentially he oversold and made in attempting to make the DDT look extra painful by doing a handstand. So his neck was sort of being seen as to be broken, but it didn't. It just looked stupid. Both workers attempted to use some psychology in the match. A storyline. Kenta outwitting Maru in some points, only to contradict himself later in other parts of the match. I didn't know what to make of the top rope tiger suplex spot. It definitely looked painful and was definitely well executed. One of the better executed spots of the match. But Marufuji didn't sell it at all. If someone doesn't sell something like that, it has to be because of the storyline or something. But nothing was built up towards it. Marufuji just got up, didn't sell it, and the crowd just didn't say beep, peep. There was just nothing. The ending sequence is okay, so I'm going to give this 2 stars and 1/4. And you just can't give it anymore. The number 1 contenders match next, pitting Yutaka Yoshie and Gaijin Bison Smith. The match started off great, and the transition from beginning to the body of the match was definitely not dull. It wasn't boring. It was quite lively. The spot where Bison falls off the top turnbuckle onto the outside was neat and gave the crowd some time to engage in the match. I think this worked in the storyline. You had Bison's height pitted against Yoshie's belly. Yoshie's belly of plump goodness, his fatness. The finish was sudden, putting Bison over, essentially, after a lariat combination. Good beginning. That could have been a lot better, in my opinion. 2 stars and 3/4. Next up, we had the GHC Junior Heavyweight match with 5-time champion Yoshinobu Kanemaru taking on old tag team partner Kotaro Suzuki. Love both these guys. They had a great tag team, great tag performance in the NTV Junior title tournament. I think it was not last year, the year before. It was really good. Kotaro has never won the title as Kotaro, but he has won it with one of his other gimmicks, Moshi King Terry, which is just an interesting note to add. I think Kotaro would have won the title in last year's junior tournament on the Autumn Navigation Tour later in the year. If he hadn't received the injury, he's now facing the winner of that tournament. I like the fact that this match was higher on the card in comparison to the Kenta Marufuji match. It just shows the direction that the company is going in. It just makes me happy, just trying to expose new faces. And yeah, the beginning of the match was everything the Kenta Marufuji match wanted to be: fast-paced and believable. I was loving this match already after a minute or so. I mean, Kanemaru is trying to act heel by throwing Suzuki onto the outside, throwing him against the guardrail at one point. Opening segments did work out well, with Kanemaru working on Suzuki on the outside, and then waiting inside the ring, trying to win the title back via that way, a heelish way, evidently an easier way. Even though it worked well for the match in general at that point, I don't think it worked well for Kanemaru's character. He isn't seen as a complete asshole heel enough to do this, I think. It just made him look weak. It made Suzuki look good, and I guess that's what the match wanted to do. I think to act more like of an asshole heel, he should have worked him more outside the ring, bringing the violence, acting a little crazy, spending more time on the outside, and then concluding that segment by waiting inside the ring. Kanemaru was still good in terms of the match as a whole. Some good build-up to some of the spots. The crowd wasn't into some parts of the match for some reason, parts where I definitely was. I love the part where Katara didn't sell the superplex. This made the crowd begin to take notice as he had been selling everything up to that point. This is a no-sell late in the match that I thought made sense. It just seemed like it was right for the match and how it was constructed, scaffolded up until that point. So Katara being seen as really wanting the title. So yeah, some very stiff spots in this one, like the Kenta Marufuji match. Most of them worked well in my opinion. Some were a bit sudden and didn't really fit. But that didn't really bother me, and this wasn't going to affect the star ratings too much, ultimately. Both guys are working very well together. Kanemaru's heel angle became a bit lost towards even more lost towards the three-quarter mark, but by that point they were doing their moves and reversals and stuff, so it didn't really matter. Even though the heel part was lost, I still liked this point in the match. It was a great ending sequence, building up to the Tiger Driver finish, which they'd been worked on within the earlier shows on the tour. This misses the 4 stars due to inconsistent healing, a few too many near falls that didn't mean anything, and some poor transitioning. Just little things, but it just all gradually took away from the star rating. I'm giving this 3.5 stars. Good match, really, with some good drama at that. So next up was the GHC heavyweight tag titles. After the long absence, Kings of Wrestling are back, which is good. I like them. Let's get straight into the match. The match began with Impact, with Kings of Wrestling taking it to the champs from the outset, like they said in the pre-match conference. All 4 men were involved, and it was done relatively effectively, very intense. Kings of Wrestling are working on Sano in the ring when Takayama made the save. Tak looked pissed. It was a great beginning. Set the storyline up for the rest of the match. Kings of Wrestling really taking it to the champs and giving everything they got. High Impact, really wanting those titles. I like the psychology of the match, even though some of the moves seemed a bit random. Sano looked a bit lazy in parts as well. Some parts I didn't like. Hero's attempted little hot tag was strange. He didn't take that much punishment before overselling and then getting the tag. One bad point for the Kings Wrestling team within this match. Some mixed up parts between Hero and Takayama as well. I'm going to give this 3 stars and 3/4, primarily due to the background of the match. If they didn't have that background, it would have got less stars. So yeah, it was a very good match. So onto the main event quickly. I don't have to say much about this. It was for the title. There was a little build-up to this match, which was disappointing. I watched this match with little regard to the storyline. I didn't want to analyze it, but I knew it was just going to be brutal, so I just sat through it, and it was brutality personified. Both guys brought their best, and it paid off. Morishima was a monster, definitely his best performance in a while, as well as one of Shigura's better performances of the year as champion as well. So just go watch this match for yourself. I mean, it's very enjoyable. No over-the-top moves and movesets. A match which relied on just punishment. A match where Morishima had something to prove and something to prove he did. So I'm going to give the show, I'll just give it 8.5, 8 out of 10. It was a very good show. Really recommend it, and you should go see it. Alright.